There we go. I was wondering why it wasn't adding me. Good morning, everybody. It's your boy CJ. I had to come to you from my personal pages this morning here because, there have been some saboteurs and some people that are trying to spread misinformation and share things completely out of context. Some of you might be waking up to a recorded audio that was done by Frank Hand. Now, Frank is a disgraced former, I struggled to call him a member because he's not a veteran and he wasn't really on our board of directors at any point. But we have believed Frank to be doing malicious things behind the scenes for a long time now. And I guess I should give it a minute here for people to join if they'd like, and for people to be able to see that this is actually live. So I'll have to give it a moment here. Oof, excuse me. Coffee's a little strong this morning. So, but there is a link if you'd like to join in the chat, either down below or up above, depending on which platform you're watching this on. So I'm coming to you live here from Arkansas. Part of the issue, all right, when you have people that you believe to be sabotaging your work and your network is, well, essentially, there's only one way to find a rat, and that's to set a trap, leave some bait, right? You have to bait the trap in order to find out what the rat's going to do. And in order to find out where the rat is hiding, you got to let the rat take you to its little shelter there. So right now, being disseminated out of context, completely 100% out of context, is a recording of myself and Corporal Major that Frank Hand had made. Now, out of context, that call sounds crazy. That call, to me, I listened to it and I'm like, I'm trying to take myself out of it and listen to it from, like somebody hearing it for the first time. What would grandma think, right? And it sounds pretty crazy and extreme. But our mission here at Veteran Liberty Network is to provide veterans a safe platform where they can redress their grievances and speak openly and honestly about their feelings and what is their issues, and for them to have a platform to even redress their grievances. So we had to test Frank Hand in order to see if he would allow for, yes, what some would call extreme language to maintain privacy and allow our team to do what our team does, and that's to help veterans redress their grievances in a non-violent manner. So when you fall for our trap, when you fall for it, Frank, when you fall for the trap, we knew that Frank Hand was doing shady stuff for a while now. There's been multiple questions since Cash Jackson went on the Leonard Peltier ride as to Frank Hand and his whether or not he is actually intentionally sabotaging the work that we're trying to do here at Veteran Liberty Network. Now, what we're experiencing is no different than what Cash Jackson's experiencing: reprisals, retaliation for not allowing people to control us, or uh, to try to paint us in a light and an image that is not accurate. So out of context, that phone call sounds crazy, but in context, that phone call makes complete sense to everybody that understands why. So just so we're all aware, nothing Frank had recorded. We both knew Frank was most likely recording, so we figured we might as well go to the extreme. And so again, nothing in there is credible. It's all out of context. He clearly wasn't recording in the full context of what was being said. So if you notice, that call had been going on for at least an hour and plus before Frank had even joined. So Frank delivers a 28-minute phone conversation or a recording, which we did here on StreamYard, right? And what you're not seeing are the private communications behind the scenes. What you're not seeing is the fact that Cash Jackson and myself and our team have been saying that Frank is going to privately record veterans who are speaking ways that might sound extreme to the general public. So in order to test Frank, we had to set a trap, and Operation Rat Trap was born. And I hate all my enemies to wake up. Well, I don't really hate my enemies to wake up and realize that they fell into our trap, but they did. And there's been a clear divide between people that are trying to get me and Cash divided, so that way, they can continue to control Cash. That seems to be the overall lying theme, is that people want to control Cash and they want to control our network. And we recognize that. So I will not be resigning, much to the dismay of those that hate me, which is, again, you're a minority group and a very small one, and you've been out of the loop. You haven't been joining our StreamYard meetings. You haven't been a part of our strategy calls. You haven't been on any of that stuff. So anything out of context will look extreme. But again, you're welcome to your opinion. But out of context, anything sounds extreme. Out of context, anything sounds like it's something that should be concerned about. So, what ends up happening is that people like to control other people. They like to manipulate other people. And so what has transpired is reprisals for exposing those that have attempted to control the narrative, attempting to control our network. And in order for a free speech platform to truly exist, we have to understand that the individuals that come on our broadcast may not share the same opinions and views as us. So there's a reason why, out of context, if you're not able to read our scroll bar, and if you can't hear the conversation that was transpiring an hour prior to that conversation, then out of context, yeah, anything sounds extreme. And we knew Frank was going to be maliciously recording, so we can't essentially bring on people into our team that may be maliciously recording veterans who reach out to us. So Corporal Major, and I having a private conversation would be an example of that. So these people are trying to divide our network. They're trying to go after our team. And I can assure you that I have briefed Cash Jackson on the now partial recording, because let's face it, Frank, he doesn't have the full recording. He's going to put it out of context. And then people who are going to just take it at face value aren't going to do their due diligence to actually find out, well, why, right? Well, because again, we know that it's out of context. It's malicious to record people the way that Frank did, and so we baited Frank, and we knew that he was going to do what he did. Again, Kim, it wasn't an insurrection. It was a false flag insurrection. If it was an actual insurrection, there would have been more guns. There would have been way more violence, and there would have been no government today to actually worry about whether it was an insurrection or not. So I don't take what the Fed sets up as a false flag as an actual insurrection. So with that being said, and again, that opinion is shared by our president. In fact, our network coined the phrase false flag insurrection. So you can go back into the record book and onto the Wayback Machine and find that for yourself. So with that being said, again, people are going to take things out of context, and they're going to do what they do regardless of our whether or not it's in context. Why won't you talk about the insurrection? I have talked about it numerous times. What you have is an entitlement issue, Kim, and this is that control thing I'm talking about, is that in live time, people believe that they are entitled to you to speak to control your speech. And that's what it is. It's a control method. It's a psychological issue on the viewer's part, that they believe that they are entitled to answers and things that again. So again, why don't I speak to it? I have on several occasions, multiple occasions, a lot, especially on TikTok. So your ignorance about my conversations about January 6th, I don't need to placate anymore. I was there. I was a journalist. I was at the front. I was recording. I didn't commit any acts of violence. I wasn't there to overthrow the government. So again, it's kind of funny to me that people believe they should be entitled to this conversation, and I find it to be pretty disturbing. So we have somebody backstage. I didn't even notice it. My bad. Who do we got here? Morning.
You didn't notice I was there the entire time?
No, I'm using my cell phone, so it's a different format. I'm not using my computer, so I didn't see it there. But what do you got this morning?
Your quality, like camera quality, how's mine look?
You look good on my end.
Yours like, I mean, it's like really bad quality. So I mean, but can't argue. At least like we can hear you. You know, I guess that really doesn't matter
Right?
when we can understand what you're saying. That's the most important part.
Yeah, absolutely, and hopefully in context too, because nobody likes being taken out of context.
I mean, you just like you're like camera quality isn't good, but you know.
Oh, I appreciate you letting
You've
me
cleared
know. I
up.
mean,
You've
Cash
cleared
will
up a
tell you.
second.
Yeah, Cash will tell
It's
you
not
that
bad.
his internet out here isn't the best. So, but
Where
what
you
brings
at?
you on this morning?
What do? You just drink coffee?
I drink coffee, and I know things. How about you?
Oh man, I got these.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
I got these things called. I got these things called
Like,
Everclear.
Sounds like you have been having yourself a party.
No, like, just because I drink Everclear, I'm partying it up.
No, hey, maybe it's just goes good in your morning coffee. I don't know. I don't want to assume. Out of context, out of context, yeah. See, you're like, it just goes good. It's a good thing to have at 5 in the morning, at
Just
6:30 in the morning.
drop of morning coffee.
Yeah, I listen. I don't judge a man by what he puts in his coffee unless it's soy milk and froth. So so again, out of context, if I said, yeah, it sounds like you're partying and you're showing bottles, people be like, yeah, it's a party. It's like, no,
Oh,
it's
you're
just a
right,
swig
man.
of
I've been up
something
all
right now.
night.
All right, you've been up all night. All right.
Can't you tell? Can't you tell by my? I'm just like,
Are you all right, man? Like, I mean, are you all right?
what do you do for a living?
Well, for a living, I do corn silage during harvest season,
Hey,
and I
do you have any way of like fixing the cams
I
on your
don't.
stream? You know, have any
I
way, like
don't.
maybe look at your stream yards, see if there's a way to like change this
Maybe
from
there's like a lower setting
portrait
I can
mode.
look at. Let's see here.
I really don't like to
Um,
be in this portrait mode.
oh, you're saying like something like this. Is that better?
That works. Yeah, that
There you
works.
go.
Don't don't know how
Yeah,
you had to make it so
yeah,
fancy.
I am the acting president of Veteran Liberty Network. Uh, I do the nonprofit stuff, and then I go and I work harvest season to make some money during the harvest season for winter, and then I do nonprofit work the rest of the year.
You have a big career out of streaming.
Well, I do call myself the Internet Warlord, have my own brand, and I know how to podcast and broadcast and speak publicly, and have been doing so for years. I
So,
ran for
what's your show
Senate,
about?
I ran for governor. Like, I've done a lot.
What's your show about?
Well, today it's about setting a trap for a rat, and that anything out of context sounds extreme. And our organization called Veteran Liberty Network has had some rats trying to chew holes in our hull and sink our ship. So we've had to go to some
I
pretty
mean,
extreme.
what's it about? Like, catching rats, but you know, laying the glue traps out.
Yeah, so first you have to set the bait for a rat, right? You can't just go looking for a rat. The rat's gonna hide in its hole. It's gonna wait until it doesn't believe
I haven't
anybody's
had any
around, and it's
problem
gonna
with
get,
rats. Like, they just run across the trap whenever I lay one out.
right. But and that's the point, right? So we believe we have some rats on our ship trying to sink our ship and trying to, uh, put
Yo, I'm
holes
on
in
a
our
boat.
hull.
I'm on a boat, man. What are you trying to say? You're on a ship?
No, what I'm saying is that on our vessel called Veteran Liberty Network, in our team, we had a few rats that were trying to sink our ship. So we had to set traps and they fell right for it.
Yo, people try to tell me
So
I'm not on a boat. You trying to say you're on a ship?
I wish I was on a boat right now. But
No,
I'm saying
ship.
our network, in naval nautical terms, is a vessel for a network of veterans to redress our grievances.
You're trying to say that you're a veteran?
Yeah, I'm a United States Marine Corps combat veteran of Iraq and Afghanistan.
What'd you serve in?
What did I serve in? I just told you, the Marine Corps.
Yeah. I'm not gonna get into this. All right. I'll shut up right now.
All right.
I'm I'm trying to have a good time and drink.
Well, how about this, my friend? I'll let you continue
Oh,
to
come on,
drink.
man! Don't hate me. Come
Hey,
on.
I don't hate you. I've never even met you before, but I brought you on the channel here this morning in order to give you a chance to say what you want to say this morning to the fine folks.
I'm trying to hang out and talk to you, man. Let's go.
Oh, well, shoot. All right. Well, I mean, I was trying to discuss some things, with my audience here. But like for example, we got the CEO of Disgusted Dads, Edmund Welsh, in the house. Good morning, sir. Once a disgusted dad, always a disgusted dad, and it is a happy new year. Although I wish we had happier circumstances. I don't like to. Start off my year with our president sitting in a jail cell, and then former members of this team maliciously recording out of text conversations so they can try to paint us out in some kind of negative light. But
Um.
we knew they
Hey.
were doing it. Have you ever had a
Do
buddy that just fucks you over and does so unapologetically?
do people that are in the military like care about who's president? Like, what's your opinion on who's president?
You're gonna get me started on this rabbit hole at 6:30 in the morning and then take a shot. Like you're like, here's a grenade. I'm gonna pull the pin. I'm gonna throw the fucking thing
I
and see
mean,
what
you don't
happens.
have to go into anything. You just can say like, what's your
I
opinion?
absolutely believe Joe Biden to be one of the most incompetent human beings that has ever existed in the history of the human species. So that's just my personal opinion.
I mean,
But
I'm
I'm
just
not active
asking.
duty. I'm a veteran, so I don't have to
I
placate
was
to
just
the
asking, what your opinion is.
yeah, yeah,
I
absolutely.
didn't want any like full
I think
conversation.
he's a crooked
That's
man.
all that I was asking.
Yeah, I think that any guy like I think that a man like Joe Biden shouldn't be within 100 miles of the White House, let alone 1,000
Shouldn't
miles. I mean, what's that?
you said should or shouldn't?
Should not. Joe Biden should never be the president of this country. In fact, the fact that he is makes me sick to my stomach every day.
So, what is the military man letting your? Never mind. I'm just. No. All right. I'm sorry. I need to shut up about this stupid opinion. I didn't even vote. Like, I don't care about fucking politics.
Yeah, well, some of us do. Some of us run for it. Some of us are very actively and engaged in it. And our president
Hey,
is a
man, your
political
vote.
prisoner for having run for governor.
Hey, wait. How about this? How do you feel about your vote doesn't matter?
I put it on a T-shirt and I'm gonna start selling it to help raise funds for our nonprofit.
Right? So your vote doesn't matter, right? You know that.
I've only ran for public office twice. I know your vote doesn't matter.
Your vote doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter.
And I'm not sitting here disagreeing with you, am I?
Let's shut the fuck up.
Yeah, well, that's so. Again, you say you're on a
I didn't want to
boat.
get into it. I didn't. Yeah.
What do you mean you
I'm
didn't want to get
swaying.
into it?
I'm
You're like, what do you
swaying.
think about Joe Biden as you pull the grenade pin out and you're like, let's see what he says.
No,
That's funny.
I was asking like, fucking Joe Biden or Trump. Wait, I'm not just asking Joe Biden. It doesn't matter though. Like, I was just asking your opinion on things.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Did you tune in from Facebook or did you tune in from YouTube?
I'm on Twitch.
I didn't share this to Twitch. I'm kind of curious to how you found your way here, though.
Oh, yeah. Didn't I tell you earlier? Like, I found this by like searching. What I do is I type what do you call it? StreamYard. I type StreamYard. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you. I type StreamYard and then I go and I click the filtered live. That's how
Oh,
you
okay,
find it.
gotcha,
That's how you find this room without being a
gotcha.
member.
Oh, well, I shared this to my public Facebook and my
Hey,
public YouTube.
that's the good thing about you is I guess you like once you put it as a tag.
Yeah, I put the StreamYard link in the comments so people could click from the public.
You put it as a tag.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Either way, I'm glad you
I guess.
joined.
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
I
there's
guess that's what you did.
yeah, absolutely. So I usually let people join for a little bit and then I move on to I'll let you have well, you never actually gave us your name, by the way.
Why do you only let people join for a bit?
Because I'm not going to be live all morning and I did have a conversation that I was going to have, but I don't like to
But you
keep
say you
anybody.
only let people join, for a bit. So I mean, what?
Yeah, just to stop in,
Let's
say
just hang
hello.
out until you. Let's just hang out until you're done.
Well, I mean, that's not technically
Are
how
you
it
done?
works, but
Are you done joining? I mean, are you done hanging out?
I mean, I'm not saying you can't ever come back. I mean, I'm simply saying that I need to move
I'm
on.
just saying,
So,
are you done hanging out? Like you don't
I
want
mean, for the
to?
time being, for the time being, until next time.
Yeah, man. All right. So, what did you have to ask?
I mean, I was trying to get you to introduce yourself so we could know who you are. I mean, you're what? I mean, my entire social media platform has no idea
What
who
do you
you are.
want me
Other than
to
it says
do? Post my account?
no, I just say, hi, my name is this, and I'm, where you from? If we're hanging out, where you from? What do you do? What do you do for a living? Maybe I'll interview
Yeah,
you. What do you do for a living?
I can give you that. There you go. There you go in private chat.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right.
You'll know me.
Well, how about this? I will do you the favor of going back to your Twitch after this.
You can subscribe to me, and maybe you'll enjoy
All right.
me. You
How
probably
about this?
won't.
I'll
I
send you
don't
that
think you're.
link, and I will go to your Twitch after I'm done with this live broadcast.
I don't think you're probably interested in my show.
You have your own
What
show,
type of
huh?
music do you like?
I like all kinds of music. Just depends on the mood.
That
I
sounds
mean,
like me.
really, just depends on the mood. What am I vibing? What am I feeling?
You look like you listen to country, but I'm sure
When you grow up, you stop listening to that poppy country shit. You go back to the
Yeah.
classics.
I've always listened. Everybody always listened to everybody always listened to classics.
Oh, of course. So I mean, it just depends on the mood, depends on the vibe. I mean, just depends on what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling. So I mean, I try to let
Come on, man. I
music,
like you, man. Why can't we just hang out and talk until you end your
because I was
show?
actually before you actually joined, and so I have
I mean,
to,
if
you
you have
know.
something to say, like I can shut the fuck up and you can do your
Well,
thing.
how about this? I will put you backstage. You can listen in, and then at the end, we'll check in with you to see what you think, since you don't know what's going on.
How about this? I mute my mic and then I stay on camera and you can do whatever you want. I'll be here. And then whenever you say something to me, I'll unmute my mic.
Well, that's not how it's going to work this morning, and I wish I had a name to actually, respectfully address you on. So, but how about this? You're welcome to come back on another broadcast. But as it stands right now, I've got people that want to see me go down in flames, and so I have to placate to the dumbest of my audience, and have to
All right. I'll let you
you know.
go. And
But I'm telling
it
you, I
was
want you
really
to come
nice
back,
talking
and
to you.
hey, Internet Warlords, you can't miss me. Go find me too, and I'll find you
It
again.
was really nice
And maybe,
talking to you. Like I really like you, man. You seem like a really cool person.
hey, it wasn't for the events that are unfolding here in the last 24 hours, we'd have a better conversation. But we will again, and I promise you, we'll bring you on again.
I have no idea what events you're talking about, but yo,
You're about to
I
find
enjoy
out. But
you. I like you, man.
appreciate it. Thanks for joining me this morning, and we'll see you again soon. All right, I like that guy. I like that guy. I think I think that when anybody that wants to wake up and have a shot of Everclear in the morning, I'm not gonna question a man who wants to drink Everclear at 6:30 in the morning. I don't want to deny a man his freedom. I don't want to deny a man his right. So, cheers to you, sir. And I hope that you'll allow me to check out your Twitch stream and go find my stuff, man. InternetWarlords.com. VeteranLibertyNetwork.org. I I genuinely do try to give everybody the opportunity to speak on this platform, and that goes to show how important it is to have a free speech platform that isn't controlled and managed. All right, it's something that is understood and in context. See, if you aren't reading the banner right here and you're only listening audio wise, out of context, anything sounds atrocious. It sounds vile, vitriol, extreme, right? You see where it says opinions of any individual may not be the official opinion of VLN as an organization and may from time to time be necessary for a true free speech platform to exist. We provide individuals the opportunity to join our network, volunteer, and find others who may be able to directly assist in your local community. So, what Frank Hand has done is take a trap that we set for him, okay? And our esteemed guest here this morning has no idea who any of these people are. So, Frank Hand is a former disgraced member of our organization who we believe to be a rat. Somebody that's in it for malicious reasons. A lot of these things have to do with controlling individuals, and there have been multiple complaints about control and Frank's control of attempted control of other organizations and individuals. Again, Our guest is still in the chat. Again, you're welcome to hang out. I want to be able to open this up as well for anybody else that would like to join and say their piece this morning. But good morning, Robert. Catherine says, you're so nice, CJ. Well, why don't you tell that to the people that are trying to frame me out to be a monster? Oh, wait, you just did. Thank you. Out of context, anything sounds extreme, which is how they're persecuting our president. So the same type of persecution that Cash Jackson's facing, Frank Hand and his very dismal supporters are attempting to control us still and control our organization. So if we won't preach their narrative, they're just going to call us domestic extremists. They're going to attempt to sabotage our efforts to build this network and to provide veterans this platform to redress their grievances. And so, you know, when we came up with the concept of Operation Rat Trap was actually down here when I was one of the last times I was in Arkansas. All right. Hello, Kit. I see you here. So better late than never. So again, Operation Rat Trap. How do you catch a rat, right? How do you expose somebody that has malicious intent to harm the veteran community and to control veterans, right? We're dealing with individuals that are dealing with multiple different diagnoses, PTSD, TBI, to be some of the main ones, especially with combat veterans. And from time to time, veterans who are extremely disgruntled need to be able to vent their frustrations, need to be able to express themselves. And so what you heard in this call that Frank is trying to paint us all out as some kind of violent extremist group, it is a trap set by Corporal Major and myself and Cash's knowledge that these people are attempting to control us. They want control over us. And anybody with half a brain can see what I'm saying to be true and accurate. All right. Appreciate that, Kit. And so in order to prevent the rats from being able to control us, we have to expose them. We have to set the bait, and we have to let them scurry into the trap, and then we have to drop it, right? Mousetrap. You guys ever play the game Mousetrap? You got to build the board, and you got to set it up, and then you got to drop the ball, and if it doesn't go right, then the mousetrap won't fall. Well, you have to do things in order to build the trap, okay? You have to do things in order to set the stage, in order for that ball to kick and to roll and to go down and around and up and then hit the thing and then trap the rat, right? And all the circumstances have to be in line in order for the rats to be trapped. So how do you expose somebody that's maliciously recording veterans with the intent to paint them out as violent extremists when really they are just disgruntled and they have a right to redress their grievances, and they should be able to do so in a safe environment with other veterans? All right. So what we do is we do exactly like my genius friend G. Lee here said. We create the environment for veterans to be able to safely express themselves. And so what Frank has done is shown you, and we used us as the example of what it'll look like for somebody who's on our team to maliciously, it's all it takes for them to maliciously record and have you out of context. We knew this was coming. So we definitely knew it was coming. And so I find it funny that people are so quick to just make sure that they throw their knife right in your back too. And I think Cash has experienced that enough. So everything, I've paid hundreds of dollars. People have donated to our network and paid for Cash to be on our team calls, on our strategy calls. I have briefed Cash personally on all of these issues. And Cash is going to hear that call, and the extremists are going to say, listen to these extremists. Or the rats are going to say, listen to these terrorists, these extremists. When I'm going to play you a call and have the audio of Cash saying that he appreciates what I do and that he's grateful that I'm his right-hand man here and he's proud of me. So I'm not going to let the other people on the other end of this screen that want to watch us suffer. And then they say that Cash needs to disavow me. I don't think that that's the type of character that Cash is, and those of us that know Cash Jackson, he's not one that's going to just throw me under the bus without talking to me and allowing me to speak, especially if it's on operations in our organization that are top secret, and we've been building the board called, mousetrap, rat trap, whatever, and we've got them, and you fall for it. Veterans never do catch a break, Kit. Veterans have been a target longer than you've been alive, and that's a fact. And it is sad, but it is. Frank Hand is not a veteran. Okay, these issues. There's been several issues over the last year, but the big butting of the heads came when we decided to expand our board. All right, we decided to expand our board. We created a national commander. So we created a full board. Oh, lovely. Am I frozen? Am I frozen now? That's weird. that is really weird how that just did that to me. So the big issue came when we tried to expand. Well, when we decided to expand the board. All right, and that was us saying, "Hey, we need more than just it being me, Cash, and a secretary role. We need to have a bigger board, a bigger team." And Frank Hand wanted to be on the board. He's a civilian. He's not a veteran. Okay. Anthony Sabelli wanted to be the vice president of Veteran Liberty Network. Cash Jackson selected me and asked me to be the vice president of this network. So the animosities have been building. Anthony Sabelli over the last year has done absolutely nothing as the secretary. Our current secretary, Claudia Vallis, who is one of the most incredible women there is, and I believe she to be a godsend to our network, has done more in one day for our network than Anthony Sabelli did in a year. Okay, admittedly, and everybody on the board would unanimously agree with me on that statement. Frank Hand knew that we were not going to have him on the board the moment we selected Navy Federal Credit Union as our bank for our business account, because Navy Federal requires that your entire board be made up of all veterans for a 501c19. So he knew that he was not going to be on our board of directors. So the reprisals, the malicious out of context recordings of things, like anything out of context. I mean, and I would encourage, we're a network of grunge journalists, and you're going to tell me that, CJ, due to an out of context call, you need to resign. Like, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. I think that you're going to expose yourselves in Operation Rat Trap, and we're going to laugh at you. I'm waiting for the phone call, and I will have a phone call, I'm sure, here again with Cash Jackson, and I will brief him that they've attempted to use our private team strategy calls to record us maliciously out of context, and to show it as an example that Frank Hand is not to be trusted in the veteran community for veterans to have safe conversations, in order to have private conversations with other veterans. In order to expose that, we had to trigger Frank. We had to expose Frank. And Now, some of us might not agree with some of you might not agree with the tactics here, but understand that when you're trying to catch a big rat, you have to use a big trap. So that's what we did here. Hey, I'm out, people. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye. All right, man. Hey, pleasure to have you come on. I hope you keep yourself safe. Don't drink and drive. And I'll check out your Twitch here after. I copied the link so I don't lose it. So, and hey, don't forget, Internet Warlords, if you're reaching out to me personally. See? Look, that's messed up. Your own teammates, and I'm going to use that like that, are recording private conversations. That is the point of Operation Rat Trap, G. That's the point of Operation Rat Trap, is that we can't trust to bring on veterans to secure our communications, to have private conversations. Now, obviously, Corporal Major and I didn't act on anything that you would have heard in the audio. And again, to grandma, if you play this for your grandma, she can be like, Jesus Christ, they're terrorists. But it's out of context, grandma. And they will not say that. They will not say Frank maliciously recorded us out of context with no actual framing of what was actually being said or why. And so we used ourselves as the bait. I mean, we played it really close to the chest. I keep saying this, that I told Cash from the get-go that we're going to have to play this really close to the chest because people are watching, CJ, and yeah, they are. We created a network. We intend on broadcasting, but not taking private, out of context conversations and trying to paint people out as something they're not. Because as Kit says here, got to do what you have to do to protect yourself and other vets. Question a civilian did this to vets. Yes, a civilian did this to veterans. A civilian is painting us out to be domestic extremists because they took an out of context recording, and when we knew, and you don't think we didn't use StreamYard here and go, we know Frank's recording, and we go, oh well, let's have fun with this then. You didn't think, like, come on, guys, like, let's get real here, folks. We knew Frank was a piece of shit out the gate. The moment that Cash was getting poisoned and shit was going weird in DC, and I mean, Cash will tell you all the concerns he has about Frank Hand. He's told them to me personally. Cash Jackson stood right here in his house, in his kitchen, where I'm at right now, and stood right there and told me all the concerns he has about Frank Hand and Anthony Sabelli. Now what? And again, there's a link to the StreamYard, and I know that they are watching right now. So instead of coming on and talking about it, because they know they can't and they won't, they threaten on their social medias, I'm going live at 06, truth and transparency. This acting president's got to your head. No. And again, we know all of your gaslighting tactics, Frank. Again, think about this. You guys are going to use the same tactics the government uses against us, gaslight us, maliciously record us out of context, and think that you're in the right? You all are out of your fucking mind. Not to bash, but never let a civilian in a vet group unless you're a spouse. I kind of agree. I kind of disagree. I think that people just need to be vetted properly, Kit. I think that once you have a solid vetted board of veterans, I think then it becomes crystal clear that there's no outside influence for people to do that type of abusive behavior to veterans. Does that make sense? Am I articulating that correctly? First, in order to make sure your ship doesn't sink, you have to make sure there aren't people intentionally putting holes in your hull. And that's what they were doing. They were intentionally, oh, look, it's freezing again. It's freezing again on my part. We'll give it another moment here, and there it goes. That's weird why it does that. But in order to create the environment for veterans to have this platform, we have to be able to stop those that are trying to intentionally sink our ship. Ed says that I'm fine. You're right. You're nicer than me. Oh, see, look. I'm even being told I'm nicer than this nice lady. And apparently to Frank and the rest of this small group of, deficient human beings, I'm the Antichrist, apparently, you know. Now, I've been told that the accounts that are VLN property are just as that they're not actually deleted, which I believe that to be malicious as well. Everything that I have done, I have spoke with Cash nearly every day, minus a Saturday or a Sunday, but even then we'd message on text. All right, so I've been in constant contact with Cash Jackson over the course of his incarceration in Arkansas when he was here. And so I briefed him daily on what we were doing and why. You don't think that the day we caught the rat in the rat trap going, hey, we know Frank is maliciously recording with us, so we're going to allow him enough rope to hang himself with. And the president goes, oh, okay. Now they're saying to Cash that he has to disavow me to save himself. That's another tactic that's used to divide the team. And Cash Jackson, of all people, I promise you, is aware of that. I promise you he's aware of that tactic. You understand? Like, you guys got to remember, we don't have amnesia when it comes to our network. Understand that we have been meticulously and purposefully and voraciously doing what we're doing with intent to expose those that are trying to control veterans via the other end of these screens. All right. So you've been there since the beginning, CJ. You're right. I have been with Cash Jackson since 2016's Restoring Freedom. Even if we did have a little spat there after we ran for governors, it was not. He still trusts me implicitly enough to be the first vice president of Veteran Liberty Network. And you're right, Kit. It is absolutely a divide and conquer tactic that these people are using. You remember well, yes, my friends, my supporters, my people, the people that I care about, we know where we have been. We know what we have seen, and we know why we have done what we have done. Because, again, the mission is right here to give veterans the platform with respect, dignity, valor, grace, and humanity that has been earned. So when you take a veteran out of context and you try to paint them as a domestic extremist, you're the domestic terrorist. And we're going to expose that. And if you don't think that our president does not share my sentiments, then you are sadly mistaken and misinformed. Mama Jackson, good morning. I don't think that you need to have, any stress added to your day, but I would love to talk with you, and I hope and pray you're doing well today. It is sad what they're trying to do to our team and your son, and how they're trying to paint us out that the only way for Cash to save his soul is for him to throw his team under the bus. Like, that's what they're doing. That's what Frank Hand and Anthony Sabelli and those that are supporting him are doing, and they're going to get into his ear that you have to disown your entire team that has been supporting you and keeping you informed and intentionally trying to find out who has malicious intent against him is not an easy task. It's not an easy task to figure out who has malicious intent when all of his enemies smile in his fucking face. And I find it absolutely appalling that they are trying to use the same tactics that the government uses to divide us. So, Mama Jackson, you're always welcome to call me. That way, I know I'm not interrupting you. But if you tell me to give you a call a little later, I absolutely will. It's a beautiful day for a cup of coffee and out on the front porch when the sun comes up. But I see G here says, on another note, where does Adam Kokesh stand on the scenario? He seems to want to do his own veteran retreat in Arizona. I haven't actually been in contact, G, with Adam Kokesh in a while. I still had control of like one of their Telegram chats, and then that was like about 6 months ago now, probably, or maybe less, maybe like 5. I don't know. But either way, it was like an older Telegram chat, and then Adam had asked me to transfer it over, and so I did. It's kind of different when like it's like, hey CJ, you still have access to that and control. Can you give it back over? And I'm like, oh yeah, hey, I didn't even know that old group still existed. Here you go, boom. See how easy that was to not like be malicious and try to make his life harder. Yeah. But anyways, I haven't talked to Adam Kokesh, but I would love to have a conversation with Adam Kokesh again and see how he's doing. Mama Jackson says they are insignificant. Don't waste your energy on it. You've found the damaged trash, so just toss it. We have work to do now. Yes, ma'am. And I know you know that your son is well aware of the tactics that they have been using, and that they are going to attempt to divide us. And those words came from your son. So he's well aware. He's got a lot of his mama's energy, all right? He's got a that man wakes up and you can tell he is the son of Paula Jackson. I promise you. And so yeah, we do have work to do. It is a Saturday, but hey, we work. Our life is our work and our work is our life. Who said that? Your son. When he's I mean, you know what I miss right now? I miss the fact that your son isn't sitting here waking up, getting all the animals fed, getting his coffee on, and getting ready to take on the day. And I sit in his home, and it feels empty inside without him here. I mean, Sarah's doing the best she can to keep her mental, up and keep positive. And everybody that cares, truly cares, isn't trying to play the game that Frank and Anthony are, and they can see right through it. And it's just different. Like they're not here. They're not here to experience or feel it. Cash has been aware of more than anyone could realize, and myself included, Mama Jackson. And I believe that when your son tells me that he is proud to call me his vice president, and he is proud of the work that our team has done, and he stands by us, that even if he's not with us right now, I know he's not going to think even for a second about throwing us under the bus. He allows us to have people say these things, but for us to speak for ourselves. There's a big difference between the people persecuting Cash and Cash Jackson. Cash Jackson wants people to be able to express and articulate themselves in a safe environment. We can't do that if we have people like Frank Hand that are going to maliciously record people out of context and then publicly post those conversations to paint them out as somebody they're not. And so we needed this. We needed our network to publicly expose those intentionally trying to sink our ship. And I keep using those Navy nautical terms that Cash be like, that Marine keeps using Navy language, you know? Naval language, it's in your language there, devil dog. I mean, I miss Cash. I do. And I drove all the way down here hoping and praying that the state of Arkansas would do the right thing and we would be southbound to Louisiana waiting on, a great day with Mama Jackson. I would drop him off at your doorstep, probably have to crash it on your couch for the night, and then leave you there to be. I honestly thought I was going to be able to deliver your son right to your door. And I feel like that was taken. And I feel personally, that, it's, it's just, it actually makes me feel things, Mama Jackson. It makes me feel things. And as the Marine, I'm like, my brain's like feelings, and I'm like, kill the feelings. Like, and see, even out of context, anything sounds bad. So I was told, CJ, you need to resign as president, and Cash needs to disown you to save himself. How dare you guys? Because if Cash Jackson was standing right here and I told him what you were all going to say and do, we would all be laughing at you because you fell for the trap. In order to catch a rat, you have to set a trap. And that is the whole premise behind Operation Rat Trap. So it's okay. We will get through. Yes, ma'am, we will. So I'll be done kicking this horn. I gave everybody, including Frank Hand and Anthony Sabelli, who, again, Frank, you're not blocked. You just don't have a right to be my friend on Facebook. Like, that's reserved for people like Mama Jackson and Cash Jackson and people that I know are not true pieces of trash, as you've been quoted now as being by the mother of the man that you are saying I should resign his position and he should throw me under the bus. It's just, I'm not going to let that get to me. You know, I know why? Because Cash trusted me to be in this spot. Cash has told me things that I'm privy to. Cash has a higher understanding of things than I do, and I trust my president explicitly. So make no mistake about it. On the other end of the screen, our enemies will attempt to divide us, paint narratives against us. They will attempt to do everything they've already done. And we're going to continue to laugh in their faces. And we're going to continue to grow, even if we do have to face some struggles. And when our president is returned, I will keep his seat warm and I will hand him back the keys to this kingdom and the network that he has helped found, that I am so grateful for. That it gave me a second lease on life. It gave me a purpose and a drive, and I am forever grateful to Grace and Cash Jackson for that. You can't take that from us. He knows it. I know it. Mama Jackson knows it. Every supporter of Cash needs to know it. And I know that he's going to contact two people first, Mama Jackson and Sarah. I would hope I'm somewhere in the short list of who we'll expect to call next. He's supposed to be, I guess, in a bond hearing this morning. We're going to find out more information, and we're going to go from there. I believe Ted Bush to have access to the information as to when and what. I mean, maybe Ted. I think he's in Texas right now himself. So again, I don't have any information that I mean, I think Mama Jackson, you and Sarah will be the first ones to know information. So all we do here at Veteran Liberty Network is report and give our commentary individually. Do you know he's in Lake County? He contacted Sarah last night. He's in good spirits. He's saying that they're treating him fairly. They treated him well on the way there, but he said he had a quote bond hearing in the morning. So that's all I know at this time. So what happens with that as we get information, we'll give it out to you guys. It's really sad that we can't give it out on the network that we built because people that are not on our board of directors are holding hostage our social media assets, which we intend on stopping. Our secretary is in the works of writing the social media companies to obtain secure access to all digital assets and to prove we are the rightful board of Veteran Liberty Network, and we have the business account, control the EIN, and but yeah, think about this. So for those that are watching, Frank Hand and Anthony Savelli, who are defrauding our veteran nonprofit, are holding hostage our digital assets with the intent to delete them and to hold them as hostage and ransom if Cash Jackson doesn't throw me under the bus. Yeah. So again, they take an out of context audio recording that we set them up for. And again, thank you to the person that sent me the audio recording, because you're the evidence that we needed to prove what we're saying, that Frank Hand was maliciously recording veterans in order to paint them out as extremists and report them to the government. So, isn't that sad? Isn't that sad that a civilian would do that to disabled veterans? Would record them maliciously out of context and then send that to people and then make people believe that we're somehow some violent extremists. Like, we set them up. They fell for the trap. And again, the title of this broadcast is "To Catch a Rat, You Must First Set a Trap." All right, guys. Pray for Cash Jackson. Pray for Mama Jackson this morning. Keep them in your prayers. Keep sharing your thoughts and your prayers as well. Our team here at Veteran Liberty Network. And as I get information, I'll keep you posted. I can only hope and pray that I'm correct about our president, and that he is okay and safe, and we can't wait to have him back. We miss him on our team. We miss him on our board calls. We're not the same without him, and that's just a fact. So, all right, guys. We'll see you later. Peace.